I'm still the student. But I'll tell you this, the biggest lesson that I've learned as a father, change, adaptability.
Yep.
It took me the first two kids to learn on them and to learn with them. It was the last two kids I finally felt like I fell into like a good role, rhythm, routine, because it was hard. The first two kids, particularly as an entrepreneur, traveling a lot on the road, in when it comes to, like you mentioned, you're guiding banks and credit unions through the work that you're doing at Nimbus, through change, through transformation. um, I think it gives a perspective of empathy. It's like, you know what it feels like to change. You've made a lot of change over your years as a leader. I've made a lot of change as a leader. Both of us have made changes as a father. What Think about yourself just for a moment.
Yeah.
What's been the biggest change or changes that you've experienced professionally over the years, looking back when you first were just starting out to where you're at now? How have you changed the most?
Me personally, how have I changed the most?
Personally, or even as just a leader
Yeah.
for that matter?
I love this question, right? Because even with my time at Nimbus, I've held a number of different positions and I've always been an advertiser, marketer at heart. And, if you think about that kind of being a decision and a track that I've always followed throughout my career, right? I've thought a lot about that recently. And, when you find a company that gives you opportunities to change and to learn more, it's so important to get new experiences by jumping different ladders, right? And it's not to say that I'll never go back to marketing. I would love that for that to be in my future. But now I have the opportunity to work with clients in a whole different level, right? Beyond just solving problems through marketing. And I really enjoy being closer to the business and closer to driving actionable change. And not to say that marketing doesn't, but I think it's really important for people as they navigate their career to be open, right? Not only open to change, but open to trying new experiences to give you a better, more well-rounded approach. And now I'm in a capacity where I'm absolutely loving what I'm doing with Nimbus, right? And I'm still working very directly with clients. But also, as you think about how things have really changed over the last couple of years, it's how clients think about their growth mindset, right? How you grew a bank or a credit union or a brand 5 years ago is incredibly different now. Incredibly different. There's different strategies, there's different reactions to the market. And it's just so incredibly important to have your pulse, right? To have a pulse on the market and actually what is driving that change so you can show up in new, innovative ways.
What When you think about this idea of mindset, and I'm glad you're tapping into it. I wrote about mindset and banking on change, and how mindset, learning, gaining new experiences is a path to continuous growth through continuous change and transformation, because it's the experience. It helps you see things differently. And
Sure
a
does.
lot of it's a matter of perspective. And back to your point, the way to grow a financial brand now and going forward into the future is vastly different than it was 5 years ago, 10, 20, 30 years ago. And if our perspective doesn't change, nothing changes. And so it does come down to experience, learning, seeing things differently. Seeing things differently is the first step to human transformation, because when you see different, the byproduct of that is you're going to think different.